What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be installing this Hux Racing mount on my 2GR swapped MR2. This part reuses a portion of the OEM mount that you would find on the 2GR, so I'm gonna have to reinstall this guy. What I've currently been using is a old school Frankenstein Motorworks part. It reuses a OEM oscillator, and then that is sandwiched in between these two brackets. So there's one that goes on the top and the bottom. The brackets themselves have worked really well, but I've already ripped one oscillator. And if I need to remove the accessory belt with the engine in the car, I have to remove the mount. So my hope is with the Hux Racing mount, I don't have to do that. Step one is loosening up these bolts. That is going to allow me to adjust the angle of the engine. I'm also going to loosen up this bolt here for the front mount to give me wiggle room to move it up and down, because if I just only did the rear, then this wouldn't allow as much movement. Now that I have the front and rear mount loosened up, that's gonna allow me to like raise and lift the engine once I disconnect this guy over here. The mount on the driver's side, I'm gonna leave alone. So essentially it's gonna like pivot on that mount. I got my jack, piece of wood. I'm gonna use that to jack the engine up underneath the oil pan. The goal isn't to like move this up really, it's just to kind of take some of the weight off the bolt that's holding the mount in place. That way everything comes off easy. There's a little bit of tension, so I think we're good to start taking off the bolts. I gotta undo, oh, these were actually already loose. Anyways, undoing the bolts right there. The other one was tight though, so that's good. I don't know if I just missed it or if it was a situation where it came loose. Lower bolts are out. Now I gotta get the bolts up top. These are the ones that I really wanna be careful with, just to make sure that tension's off. And I think it is, because they seem to be coming off pretty easy. These three bolts are out, so now I can take this guy off. They're off, coming off pretty easy as well. There you go. Took a little force, but the top portion of the mount came off. I've already loosened up the bolt for the oscillator. It seems like it's just gonna come on out. You can see how loose it is already. The last piece that has to get removed is this little bracket here. The thing I want to point out is its proximity to the water pump. I would actually have to remove this bracket as well to replace the accessory belt, which is pretty annoying. I mean, replacing the accessory belt isn't something that has to happen too often, but I don't want to have to remove the mount every time I do that. Taking out the final bolt right there. Oh, there you go, and she's out. All right, so far so smooth. Really, if there's gonna be any challenge, it's gonna be trying to line up the new mount in there. Before we do that though, let's do a little side-by-side comparison. Again, this is the old school Frankenstein Motorworks unit. This thing from a strength perspective worked really good, like the brackets themselves. I would just say the weak point is just the fact that you reuse an OEM oscillator. This is, 30 years old at this point, give or take, a couple years. The Hux Racing unit, obviously it's new, better bushing, or stiffer bushing more like it. Reuses this mount over here, which is part of the OEM mounting system. I think we can now throw this in. We'll start with this piece right here. Some of the bolts on this mount are pretty long, so I realized that the one right here has to be like in its hole in order to like be able to line up and get threaded in. Just otherwise there's not enough room because it hits the chassis in that area. The rest of them though, no issue. Now we can throw this in. All the bolts are tightened down. I got these two over here off camera. Hopefully this is the last step. We don't have to finagle this too much, but the mount should just drop into place. I'm gonna start the bolt first. I got the bolt in. It's pretty close. I just have to rotate the engine a little bit further back. I think the reason that it's not doing it right now is because the exhaust is connected. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the muffler because that should allow me to rotate it just a little bit more. It's just a couple bolts. I don't mind doing it because after I filmed this video, I already planned on modifying the race muffler that I have. It's not something I was gonna film, but the point is it just ends up working out anyway. The muffler, at least on this car, is held in place by just a couple 15 mil bolts. Probably vary depending what modifications you have done. That seemed to do the trick. It's taking some muscle to get in. They're pretty lined up. I got two of them in. All three bolts are in there. It really just took a little bit of muscle to kind of rock the engine back, get everything lined up. Now we can lower the jack to take the tension off the engine. and the new mount is fully installed now. Overall, this really isn't too hard of a thing to do. And I think for my situation, it definitely made sense to switch this out. I get a stiffer bushing. I definitely have the room to remove the accessory belt without having to remove the mount now. And if I ever have to drop the engine again, I do think it would be a little bit easier, because with this setup, all I'll have to do is undo these 3 bolts, and then at least this side would be disconnected from the chassis. I do want to note that Frankenstein Motor Works has a newer version 2GR swap mount, and it would accomplish the same thing that I did with the Hux mount. The reason that I went with Hux is honestly just because it was about $100 cheaper, but both will work either way. Now, I still got a bunch of tiny stuff to get this car ready for its next event. I'm not really going to film them, but I thought they're worth at least mentioning. First one, like I mentioned earlier, and this is why I haven't reconnected the muffler, is that I need to modify the other one that I have. The Burke setup that I have right now is too loud and will get me kicked from events. Way over there, I have a MagnaFlow setup, and I just need to modify the positioning of the flange where it meets the Y pipe. This needs to go back a little bit. I got the heat shielding for the drain line that goes from the catch can to the upper oil pan. I just need to throw it on, and I have to fix a minor oil leak. You can see that the block off plate is leaking just the slightest amount. I used a O-ring that was just slightly too thick. Luckily, I got the correct one from TCS, and I'll be throwing that on. And that's it. Aside from the oil leak, I haven't honestly had any issues with like the swap itself. The clutch feels pretty good. That was one of the things I was most concerned about, just because it's a 6-puck. Wasn't sure how streetable it's going to be or was going to be, but honestly, it's something I could live with every day. That's all I got for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.